Hey everybody, Ron Stone here, Outlawed Live, the official podcast, The Outlaws. It'll just be me tonight. Jason is picking up his new car up and around the Chicago area, so he's on the road. It'll just be me, and we'll be bringing Brian Loganbill on here in a little bit. Brian Loganbill of Coltrane Energy. I want to talk to Brian a little bit about the Coltrane Energy Roll and Coal Sweep that's going on right now. Through Lufkin, Texas, last pull of the year for the 3.0 diesel pickup class, limited pro diesel pickup class. Wanted to go through some clips from the weekend here. We've got clips from, we don't have any clips from Scribner because we weren't at Scribner, but we do have a few clips, some of the action from Gibbon. And of course, Mobile was rained out, and Mound City, Kansas on Sunday night.
To go for burning it in up here, probably just past that 300-foot mark. Barron high stakes horsepower. Keith Hammond's bipolar Chevrolet out of Green City, Missouri. Currently number one in points. He won the points last season. He's won the points 5 out of the last 6 seasons with the Outlaws. The green Chevy from Green City, Missouri, bipolar Keith Hammond's. Part of Seneca from the O Show. Nice hook for the Wampus cat. Case out deer out of Ochi. $7.45. And I think he just made up some ground right there. Had to beat 390.
All right, sorry about the audio on that. Not sure what was going on there, that intermittent absence of audio. But big weekend coming up. Starting Thursday night, we'll be in Weeping Water on Thursday night, West Point on Friday night, the Cumming County Fair. Then Saturday night, the great Central Missouri Honor Flight pull in Macon, Missouri. Awesome event there. And then we start just 2 days later, 3 days later, on Tuesday, we'll be at the Iowa State Fair for 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Then Thursday we'll be in Wisner, Friday and Saturday in Wisner as well. So a lot of pulling coming up here the next couple of weeks, starting this Thursday. We're going to bring Ryan Loganville on here directly from as soon as he comes backstage here. He is sponsoring with Coltrane Energy the newest sweep with the Outlaws with the Limited Pro Diesel pickup class. The Coltrane Energy Rolling Coal sweep started in Warrensburg, rolls all the way through the remainder of the season. Third weekend of October, we'll finish up in Lufkin, Texas. That's the final hook for that class and the final hook of the season for the Outlaws. So let's see what comments we got here. Let us know where you're watching from. Ben says he's got a pulling tractor. Mark Ham, photographer. Hello from South Dakota. He's got Thunder by the River on his mind. A lot of people do, Mark. Going to be a big show there this year. Eric Claypool watching from Macon, Missouri. Of course, we'll be there this Saturday. Hard to believe we're already almost mid-August already. It seemed like the season just started. Austin Flute watching from Larchwood, Iowa. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We want to show some flyers from the upcoming pulls. Also, the Superfan contest. I want everybody to get entered in this contest. Really cool deal. Sponsored by Case IH. 6 winners. They'll be able to bring a guest with them to the Case IH experience in Racine, Wisconsin. Super cool contest. One of the points champions from the Outlaws will accompany them there as well. I'd love to go to it myself. Be an awesome experience. And in addition to that grand prize, those 6 grand prizes, we'll also be giving away championship banners and autographed Case IH Outlaw hats as well. We give those away weekly on this program. Chris Pierce tuning in from Elk Point, South Dakota. Russ Dostal out of Pierce, Nebraska. How's it going, Russ? Robert Miner tuning in from Niobrara. Is it Niobrara or Niobrara, Nebraska? So if you went to a pull this weekend with the Outlaws, let us know what pull you went to. And the upcoming pulls coming up this weekend. What pulls are you going to from the Outlaws? Like I said, we have 3 this weekend. Thursday in Weeping Water, West Point, Macon this weekend. Steve Cusack watching from Central City, Nebraska. Just cruised through Central City the other day on the way to and back through on the way away from Gibbon going to Mobile. Steve Rickett, evening, fellas. It's just fella singular tonight, Steve. Jason he's off the hook tonight. He's going to pick up his new car up in Chicago. I'm not sure if it's a new car. It's new to him. I think it's used. Eric, you think he'll go to Macon? I would say so. The guys are working over there. And big news for Macon, too, on top of the classes that they're having. They just added the semi-truck class, the limited pro stock semi-truck class. So take a look at that schedule there at Macon. So super modified 2-wheel drive, modified 4-wheel drive, light limited pro stocks, light super stock ag, modified tractors, pro stock 4x4, 10,000 pound pro stock, and now added class as of today, limited pro stock semi. So that'd be cool. 2-wheel drives. You can go on the app right now and see who's signed up. That doesn't mean that this is all that's going to be there, because sometimes pullers will wait to the last minute to sign up. But 2-wheel drives, there's 4 signed up so far. 5 modified 4-wheel drive signed up. Pro stock 4x4. Only 1 signed up so far. Light limited pro stocks. Light super stock ag Chuck Lee and Rawhide signed up. Jeff Paulson running on empty signed up for the modified class. Haven't seen him out this year. If we look at Weeping Water on Thursday night, light modifieds, we're going to have 5 signed up thus far. 4 limited pro stocks so far. Of course, Super Farms, that's Super Farm territory. Pro stock 4x4. Weeping Water, a single track pool. West Point, 2 tracks. Or 1 track, I'm sorry. And Macon is 2 tracks. So go to the Outlaw Pulling app. You can find out who's pulling where and how many we have in each class. Mark Willis going to Macon. Central Missouri Honor Flight Pool. Jason Scott to Macon. Brent Roberts. Brent Roberts says Eric Claypool, he needs to borrow some nitrous for his semi at Macon so he can win. You're talking to the right guy there. You're going to the right source, Brent. Chris Pierce, possibly, hopefully go to Wisner. Steve Cusack headed to Weeping Water, West Point, and Palmer this weekend. Palmer, of course, a Heartland Group division of Outlaws pool. Pull up that Palmer pool here. Didn't mean to forget it on the schedule, but Palmer, Nebraska, 3200 Superfield, light modifieds, light super stock ag at Palmer, Nebraska. Just looking at the comments here. Winners from the weekend, just reviewing the weekend. You know, the highlights didn't necessarily show all the winners, just some good clips. Go to the app, go to results, and we'll start with Scribner. We didn't have any clips from Scribner. 3200 Superfield tractors. Janelle Hoagland out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, had an awesome hook. She put 20, or let's see, not 20, but about 13 feet on second place there in a 3200 Superfield at Scribner. Light modified, Blake Ott took first place. Super Farm, Steve Cavan, Pride of the Farm. Pro Stock 4x4, Keith Hammonds and Bipolar. And Limited Pro Stock, Dave Novak and the Mean Farmer took the win at Scribner, Nebraska. In DeLeon, Texas, on Friday night, Pro Stock Tractors, Cody Yarrick and Gone took the win. Modifieds, Cameron Neves and the Cotton Candy took the win. 2-wheel drives, Ray Miller with his first win of the season with another bad decision. Moving on to Gibbon on Friday night. Light modified, frequent flyer. Naturally aspirated 2-wheel drive, David James, Black Sheep of the Family out of Warsaw, Missouri. Light Superstock Ag, Corey Schluter and the Barn Burner from Carrollton, Missouri. Pro Stock 4x4, Bipolar taking the win at Gibbon. 4-wheel drive, modified 4-wheel drive trucks, Lane Thornton and Thumper. Light Limited Pros, Mark Wiggins and the Demon Deer. Super Farm was Dave Roseboom and Red Rock. Diesel Superstock. Diesel Superstocks did not run due to the rain. The rain cut us off early there the other night. Light Superstock, Alcohol. John Hoffman, last one standing, takes the win. And Limited Pro Stock, Jamie Yonke getting her first win on Friday night in Limited Pro Stock with Moving On. Even though Sunday night I kept saying that poll was Thursday night, it was actually Friday night. Another comment here. Torrey, Cruz, Reardon pulling team headed to West Point and Palmer. Going back to results on Saturday night. Of course, we were rained out there in Mobile. But De Leon, Texas, they were running at the Peach and Melon Festival. Galt Porter, Gangrene, takes the win in Pro Stock. Craig Ulmer and Sweet Pain takes the win in the modified tractor class. And in the two-wheel drives, Richard Morris and Buffalo Chips takes the win. Then Sunday night in Mound City, Kansas. It was a long night there. It was a co-sanctioned pull with the Missouri State tractor pullers. They had three classes. Outlaws had three classes. We started with limited pro stock. Jamie Yonke got her second win of the weekend with Moving On. That'll help her move ahead in the points there, or move up in the points. Ethan Ritter, Wild Engine, takes second. Life in the Fast Lane third. Digging Deep Deer fourth. And Colorblind fifth. The top five there, all young guns. Pro Stock 4x4. Keith Hammond's a Bipolar is number one, followed by Show Me Chevy, Nathan Breheim Breaking Loose, Jason Aust and Holland Aust, and Who's Cheating Who by Lucas Zeller. Pro Stock, Cody Art gets his second win of the weekend after winning Friday night down in De Leon. Gary Porter on the Rut Cutter takes second. Kyle Pedley in third with White Loose Deer. Galt Porter and Gangrene fourth. Richard Warren and the Cottonmouth fifth. And that was the weekend in outlaw pulling. Your results. Waiting on our guests to get in here. You're supposed to come on at 7:15. Ryan, where are you? So what pulls have you been to this year with the Outlaws? If you've been to more than one, even if you've been to just one, let us know where you've been. It's been such a busy season already. It kind of slows down after next week, after Wisner. We'll kind of go back to pulling more on the weekends, no more Wednesdays and Thursdays. There is a couple of Sundays in there with Nebraska State Fair and Spencer, Iowa, a couple of Sundays there. But for the most part, the weeknight events will stop after next week. I'm going to play a video here real quick and grab a couple of Chris Pierce went to Rock Valley. Lamar's so far was going to go to Mobile. Hopefully Wisner and possibly Spencer. Russ Dostal, you probably have a long list here. Arlington, Manila, Concord, Rock Valley, David City, Lee Pierce, and I'm sure Wisner. Yeah, Wisner will be fun. There, got those new skyboxes up there. Looks really cool for people that want to buy a skybox. If there's a business or even individuals that want to purchase a skybox there at Wisner, get a hold of them and let them know those are really cool. See some pictures of those online. Just want to show you some pictures, some flyers, Weeping Water. This Thursday night, August the 10th. West Point is this Friday night. The Heartland group of the Outlaws is pulling on Thursday night, but of course the Outlaw National group will be in Weeping Water. You can see on the flyer here on Thursday night the Heartland classes, and then on Friday night the Outlaw classes listed here on this flyer. Then on Saturday night in Macon, Missouri, the Central Missouri Honor Flight Pool. Great cause there with the Honor Flight. I'll show you some pictures of some of the vets that they send to D.C. With the money made from the Honor Flight Pool. You see all those vets there. Let me pull this one. There, we get the whole picture in there. But this pool raises money for the Central Missouri Honor Flight to send these vets that may not have ever been to D.C. to see these monuments that were put up in memory of them and their fallen comrades from past wars like World War II, World War III, the Vietnam War, Korea, and the vets that are still with us. We raise money for those folks for the Central Missouri Honor Flight and send them to D.C. to see these monuments that they may never have gotten to see before. So a really cool deal, raising money for those folks. You can see these vets here. It's these pictures. Of course, Macon, Missouri DeKalb flyer there from Facebook. And we've got a few pictures here. I know a while back we had a show after Wisner, the folks that had swept at Wisner. We tried to get them all on, but a couple of guys couldn't come on that had swept there at Wisner. One was David James here, who leads the modified two-wheel drive class out of Warsaw, Missouri. David's a new driver to the truck, and it's the first time Jerry Chrysler and David have ever brought the truck up to pull with the Outlaws in that modified naturally aspirated class, and they're doing a really great job this year. They did sweep at Thunder in the Valley, and as did Miles Jumps with the noise complaint Ford. His pro stock won. We tried to get Miles on the show, but he was actually working on the truck that following Tuesday after Thunder in the Valley. So I wanted to recognize those guys. And of course, Coltrane Energy Rolling Coal Sweep coming up. We started in Warrensburg, Missouri. The next hook for those guys will be at the Iowa State Fair. I'm going to give you the full schedule of when those guys will be hooking in that sweep. Coltrane Energy's put up $5,000 for the sweep. We started in Warrensburg. The next pull will be at the Iowa State Fair. And then in Wisner, Nebraska. 2 hooks at Thunder by the River. Then Unionville, Missouri. Bedford, Iowa. And then 2 hooks Friday, Saturday night, October 20th, 21st in Lufkin, Texas. And there's actually additional money for that class in Lufkin as well, on top of the Coltrane sweep monies there for the Lufkin pull, dragging and pulling in the Pines. Let's see. Yeah, Eric and Joe Claypool, how are you going to get your trucks to the pool there? Hopefully you live close enough to the fairgrounds. They were leaving Mobile and had a clutch come apart on their hauler, leaving out of Mobile after the rain out on Saturday. Steve Cusack has been to Arlington, Rock Valley, Norfolk, David City, Platte City, Scribner, and Gibbon, and Lee, he says in the next comment. Also, the flute. Do we have any way of seeing results of the Midsummer Sweep by Organics? Yes, I will post those. I can tell you what they are right now, Austin. I don't have an official post for it just yet. But I can tell you. In the 540 Light Pro class, Ryan Mitchell, Hostile Environment, took first, followed by Shag Nasty, Rugrat Rampage, and Just Another Buck. Light Limited Pro Stock, Mark Wiggins and the Demon Deer won the Midsummer Sweep, the Organics Midwest Midsummer Sweep in the Light Limited Pro Stock division. Spare Time, Brady Gosler in second, Mike Hargens and Wildside third. The Dark Horse in fourth, and Grandpa's Dream in fifth. The 4-1s, the Limited Pro Stocks. George Byron, a side piece, took first. Gary Barrett, High Stakes Horsepower in second. Lane Paulson, Life in the Fast Lane third. Jamie Yankee moving on fourth. And Daley Paulson's Sibling Rivalry fifth. Pro Stock 4x4. Bipolar. Keith Hammonds won that one. Let's see. I better start out again here. I was looking at the wrong stats. Bipolar wins Pro Stock 4x4. Show Me Chevy takes second. Now we had a tie for third between Toby Vanderpool and the Chain Stretcher and the Troublemaker in third. They both tied with 140.5 points. And then in fifth was Breaking Loose, Nathan Breheim. Pro Stock Tractors. A lot of green, Kyle Carstens. Was peaking, doing really well during that sweep. He won the Pro Stock portion of the sweep. Second was the Rut Cutter, Steve Bailey. Third was Gone, Cody Yarrick. Fourth was Gang Green, the Porters. And fifth was the Wampus Cat, Greg Jager. Back and see if I need to make any corrections here. Nope, I had that right. And Light Limited Pro. Limited Pro. George Byron, side piece, won the Limited Pro. Moving on, Yankees took second. Third was Life in the Fast Lane. Fourth was High Stakes Horsepower. And fifth was Sibling Rivalry, Daley Paulson. That was the only one that I had messed up there. But yeah, all those folks, winners of the Organics Midwest Midsummer Sweep. To answer your question there, Austin. Let's bring on Mr. Ryan Loganville. Ryan, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. Sorry, I got sidetracked doing some stuff, and I just looked at your text.
You're fine. You're fine. No, I was talking about the sweep that we're in the middle of now. Those guys are going to hook in that class next week. They don't hook this week, but they'll be hitting it hard next week. 3 hooks for that class at the Iowa State Fair and Thunder in the Valley in Wisner, Nebraska. I'm assuming you guys are really hitting the road, hitting all these pools. I'm assuming you'll have folks there at both those events.
Yep, we're planning on being in both those events. Yeah.
Okay. How's it going out there?
It's going pretty good. The people are definitely liking it. I feel like, the responses are very positive. So yeah, I think it's going pretty good overall. We're still struggling, still have the same hurdles we've been working with for a while with distribution, trying to get more and more distributors to carry us so we can, basically get it in actual more stores. But we're working on it. So it's just it's a work in progress. But yeah, overall the people's perception of it's been wonderful. We've been meeting a lot of great people, and everything's been going pretty good.
So when does the new flavor come out? What's the next flavor that's coming out first?
Well, all three flavors will be coming out basically at the same time, within probably a couple weeks of one another. There'd be peach, which we're calling kerosene, and watermelon, which we're calling dyed diesel. And then we have a sugar-free version, which is called biodiesel. All three of those will be basically coming out at the same time. And I don't have a firm date. We're still basically at the mercy of the powers that be. There's certain channels that things have to go through before I can actually sell it to the public. And I'm basically at their mercy at this point in time. And everything's been submitted. And it's just there's certain testing that has to go on. And as soon as that testing is approved, we're basically ready to sell it. We've already got the flavors nailed down. And so we've already submitted basically got to submit the liquid and submit the drink itself. And there's certain testing that has to go through, and then so we've already got everything nailed down. It's just we're just waiting for everything to come together. It's just kind of a waiting game at this point in time. I think we're still, at least probably at least 2 months, if not a pinch longer, before we get anything for sure.
You think those flavors will be out before we hit Lufkin there in October?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
No.
I know we had talked, a couple times about some of the hurdles you guys have had to jump over here with just getting the cans, the canning and things like that. There's a lot to it. You found out.
Yeah, there's a lot of hurdles, and then there's definitely a lot of stuff that people don't realize that goes on behind the scenes. It seems like all they ever do is run around and try to put out fires, but hopefully once we get through some of these growing pains that we're still kind of experiencing, we will get through this and won't have as much issues. So, but yeah, there's still some growing pains that we're working through. We're getting through it, and the community support's been pretty positive overall. So we're getting there.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys coming on board this year and getting involved with this sweep. I know the pullers appreciate it, and we all drink your product. We all drink the energy drink that you have out right now, the number 2. That's called number 2 diesel, right? The one that's out right now. Yeah,
that's our original flavor. It's called number 2 diesel. Yep. That we figured that was the most common. That's the I perceive it as basically the fuel that runs America, which a lot of ways is. And that's what we're trying. That's kind of the background. That's kind of the theme that we were shooting for when we kind of named it number 2 diesel, is this because it's I was a truck driver for years. So it's just truck drivers basically a lot of ways, they're in a lot of ways they help keep everything chugging along. Everything gets to everywhere through a truck. So that's kind of where we kind of went with that theme as far as that's for America, and that's what we're trying to basically carry on, I guess, for lack of better words.
But that's going to be perfect ending ending the season down in Lufkin with you guys too, because it's a trucker's paradise down there. There's so many beautiful trucks down there and awesome trucks down there. It's you guys are going to love it. And go ahead.
I heard there's like a diesel drag, like a semi drag down there. Is that true?
Yeah, it's actually the facility is a drag strip, and they've built a pulling track, and they have a huge truck show as well, and they have concerts down there. They have a big stage, and like last year they had Stoney LaRue playing on Friday night there, and it draws a lot of people. It's a really big deal down there. And it's a great cause too. I mean, that's right up you guys' alley as well. The benefiting veterans, 100% of the monies goes to veterans causes. So
yeah,
it's a win-win. It's a good time, and the money goes to a good place. So, and of course, we're right in the heart of the busiest time of the season. We got a couple more weeks, and it'll kind of taper off a little bit to just the weekends, but that's one reason that we brought you in for the sweep here was the energy drink. It kind of went along with it's the middle of the season. We're getting kind of tired. We need a little energy injected into us to get through the rest of the season. So it's a perfect fit bringing you guys on board.
Yeah, well, we're excited to be here, and Yeah, I like the theme, like the idea behind it. So yeah, I hope everyone who's tried it's liking it, and I just like to encourage everyone as well that if they want to buy it and it's not in your town, we're getting in more and more towns every day. Every week we get a few more stores on board. It's just, but if we don't have it in your town, you can always order it on Coltrane.com. It is free shipping anywhere in the U.S. So if you like it and you want to order it on Coltrane.com, it's available on there. We're working on getting it on Amazon and other websites as well, but we haven't quite got it on Amazon yet. That's in a work in progress too. But right now, you can order it on Amazon or on Coltrane.com, and we ship it out every day. So we've been getting a bunch of orders coming through from all over, all the way from Pennsylvania to Arizona and everywhere in between. So I don't know how some of these people are hearing about it, but we're excited. So yeah, they can order it on Coltrane.com. It's free shipping. You can order it in 24 packs or 48 packs. The 48s are definitely your best value, but the 24s aren't bad either. They're about $2 a can on 24s, and on 48s they're like $1.70 a can. But some people don't want to fork out that much, that many at once. But regardless,
I have noticed that a few of the events, Ryan, seeing people trying it, then seeing people walking by with a case or even two cases as they're walking away from your trailer there. So the word's getting out there. People are liking it. And you got to respect what you guys are doing. You guys weren't necessarily connected to that industry, but you're putting in the work, putting in a bunch of long hours, I know, and you guys are getting it done. And I think it'll pay off in the long run. And people like it that you guys where your roots are, where you're based at, and how you're doing things. I think it'll pay off in the long run for you guys.
Yeah, we're trying to just basically, we're kind of small. We're from a small town. All the guys, me and all the guys that work with us, all grew up in small towns, and we're just just communities, just like all the ones that we go to with all these polls. Just kind of a tight knit communities, and we're just trying to give a good quality drink that people can relate to. That's what our goal is. And especially in light of everything that's going on now, I ain't gonna get into too many specifics, but I feel like people want to would like to have something that they can relate to, and that's getting harder and harder to find in today's marketplace. I guess it just seems like everyone's obsessed with going against family values, conservative values, and that's definitely not what we want to do. We want to try to go the opposite way, right, and try to go more conservative, more small town family values is what we're all about, and that's what we're trying to give a good product that that the real American working blue collar guy, not just the blue collar guys, but just the good hardworking American men and women that are trying to provide for their families. That's what we're trying to. That's what we're doing, and that's what we want to try to provide a drink for as well.
That's something I kind of start preaching a little bit in the announcer stand sometimes is, when you buy a product, you might have been buying it, forever, but chances are you don't know where that money's going. You don't know, who the president of that company is, where that company's based out of. You just drink it. But, with you guys, we know where it comes from. And I like when I buy a product, I like knowing where my money's going, and
we're all about trying to put the money back into the communities that that support us, whether it be through the polling world or all other types of avenues. We're going to be sponsoring a few other things throughout the winter time when the polling kind of lets up, but yeah, through all the small communities that support us, we're trying to put the money back in there by helping support the Outlaw series that goes to all these little towns and puts on the polls that everyone enjoys so much. But speaking of wintertime, does the Outlaws have any winter indoor polls, or do they do that at all? I've never asked anyone that.
No, we don't have any winter polls. We generally start about the second weekend of June. We started the first weekend of June this year, but the Outlaws used to have an indoor poll in Kemper Arena. Of course, Kemper Arena has changed. They did a poll with the Western Farm Show in conjunction with Western Farm Show, but Kemper, of course, has changed. Now, Ken Summers and I put on a poll, him and I in a group Brad Summers, Ken Summers, myself, Lane Aldrich is involved in that as well. The Cowtown Showdown in Kansas City.
Yeah, I've
that's
heard of it.
March. We didn't do it this past year. Just too many things going on. And it's a really big deal. Pullers love it. But yeah, that's as far as winter pulls in the Kansas City area. That's really the only one in the off season that we have. WW Productions down around Southwest Missouri had one for the first time in the spring. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of indoor pulling around Kansas City. There's still some around, but not as much as there used to be.
Yeah.
But well, buddy, I will let you go. I know you've been working hard all day. I appreciate you coming on, and I'll keep preaching the word about Coltrane Energy. Thanks for sponsoring this sweep. Pullers appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you guys this weekend.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ryan. Have a good night. Ryan Loganville from Coltrane Energy, based out of Syracuse, Missouri. If you haven't tried this stuff, give it a try. Go to ColtraneEnergy.com. You can buy it by the case. Come to an Outlaw pull. You can buy a single 16-ounce can for $1. Give it a try, and if you like it, they'll sell you a case right there. You can buy it online or at one of the many distributors that they have the product placed at in the Midwest. So big thanks to Coltrane Energy, sponsors of the Roland Coal Sweep for the limited Pro Stock diesel pickup class. So just throwing some banners up here from Coltrane's website, ColtraneEnergy.com. The number 2 diesel is what's out right now. This is the 3 flavors that we were talking about that'll be coming out in the fall. And it sounds like all 3 of those flavors will be coming out simultaneously. So something to look forward to this fall with Coltrane Energy. I'm looking at some more comments here. Also, do you keep track of what individual had the most products sold? Yep. Sorry about that. Austin bringing on while he was on there. Kevin Davis asking if the product is in Phoenix. I think Ryan is still watching here. Chris Pierce, does it go well? Yes, it does. I've tried it, and it does. Brandon Gillen coming to Wisner. Awesome with the Oso Negro, the Black Bear tractor out of Uvalde, Texas. Winners from the weekend, the Case IH, or the Outlaw Ultimate Fan Experience. Brought to you by Case IH. Winners of the banners, as well as an autographed hat here. Bring those numbers or those names up for you. So the winner from Scribner, Nebraska, Kevin Christman, won the autographed banner from Scribner from Thursday night. Friday night, De Leon, Texas, Cameron Wota. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Woita. Woita. Saturday night, De Leon, Texas. Tracy Glock wins that banner. Of course, Mobile was rained out. Gibbon, Nebraska, Jamie Yankee. Mound City, Kansas, Travis Johnson. And then winner of the autographed hat, the Case IH Outlaw hat, signed by an Outlaw puller, was Neil Nedig of Nedig Farms out of Madison, Nebraska. So congratulations, all winners. Your names are still entered in for the big drawing for the trip. 6 grand prizes given away. Those folks be sent to the Case IH Experience Center in Racine, Wisconsin. That drawing takes place on October 31st. So all those names, even though you want a hat or if you want a banner, still in the drawing for the big prize. So hang in there. October 31st, we'll send six winners to Racine, Wisconsin. Any other questions on here, folks? we're going to close it out early tonight. It's going on 8 o'clock. But if you have any more questions, we'll answer questions here. And remember, if you want to keep track of the schedule, what's going on with Outlaw Pulling, go to the Outlaw Pulling app. Download it today. You find out everything you want to know and more. Of course, you can always go to outlawpulling.com, the official website of the Outlaws, or go to our Facebook page. We keep people up to date on the Facebook page. So let's bring those ads up for the pulls coming up this weekend. Weeping Water Thursday night. West Point, Nebraska on Friday night. And Macon, Missouri, the Central Missouri Honor Flight on Saturday. All awesome events. Folks, make sure you attend. There's your West Point flyer. Weeping Water on Thursday. And, of course, Central Missouri Honor Flight pool. That pool, great charity, great cause to send those vets to D.C. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. My name is Ron Stone with the Outlaws. As I said, Jason is off for the night. Kevin Davis, you're welcome, buddy. Wayne was an awesome hook this year, even better than last year. So, looking forward to what the Wayne County Fair in Wayne, Nebraska has to offer next year. Just bigger and better, bigger and better. New grandstands. It was an awesome hook. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you out there at a pull near you this weekend. Ron Stone signing off, saying good night here on Outlawed Live.
Megatron, limited pro diesel pickup. Watching that show on August the 8th, you might want to change channels. I'll tell you that. I actually just got a text as you were saying that. Oddly, you just bring that up from the gal at ESPN saying, have a great show. I think Jason and Ron going to do the voiceovers on it next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That'll be interesting. Now, what makes you say that, Dave? I've been there and done voiceovers a many a time. It could be very interesting. Hey, talk about this guy, Ron. Talk about this guy. Let's talk about him. How long have you known about this guy, Dave? You've been around pulling longer than I have. Go back a number of years. I could not pick a year when I first heard of him, but this guy set the mark in super stock pulling. In TPA, traveled the country. Grand National winner, been everywhere. Now, folks, he's got cancer. He's been in the hospital with cancer. He just got out of the hospital on a treatment on Monday. Put the bolts in this tractor and come to Rock Rally Island. He's been dubbed the King of Smoke. He's a legend in the super stock division. Here comes Esden Lane out of Dayton, Minnesota. Red Line, Fever. you might want to. On the two-wheel drive side, last night's winner, Greg Corzine, out of Assumption, Illinois. Beautiful Chevy pickup. Heavy under the fiberglass there. Calls it rekindled. But it had a scratch due to mechanical difficulties earlier. So any money won tonight is going to have to be all on the shoulders of Gray Area. He's over on the right side. He's way over on the right side. Where's he going to go? And the Ford had trouble